Hello, this is Matthew Oates with Salient Process. In this video on Spark Ignition, I'm going to show you what an end user sees when they get a Spark Ignition enabled task, and we'll go through and see how this information can be useful for them to complete their activity and see what information gets brought over from BlueWorks Live. So I have a task here. It's a make request. This specific task is for a salesperson within Salient Process to actually request a demo of our products team. And so someone like me could then go ahead and approve the demo. So what we have at the top is just the title, some background information, explaining in a narrative format what this task is all about. Remember, Spark Ignition tasks, and it's all about starting off with building something easy for simpler processes, but also being able to extend them in the future using IBM BPM. But what happens is a lot of these processes, you have new users that would be getting these tasks that might need some additional, training or help. So we'll start off with a narrative here, and then we might get into being able to direct users to different external pages. So you could have a web page here. You can even build in references to maybe some online portals to the other systems that someone might use to complete this task. You can embed videos here. So for example, I just have a video here, but if you had a training video or some background information on what it is you need to do when you make a request, obviously you could have that here. The main feature of the UI layout here is to have a set of to-dos that people can look at and complete as they fulfill whatever they need to do for this task. So for example, if a salesperson was to make a request here, we would have sharing customer information is one thing that someone needs to do. So they might mark that when they share the customer information as done, and you'll see there's progress for these things. These two are required fields. So you see that indicated by the background and also by this. So these required to-dos actually are what's tracked here with complete. You'll see each to-do has 4 options. New is just new. In progress can indicate that people are in progress with this work, so they could save that maybe for later to keep up with where they're at. Done, and then not applicable. This is a customer feature request. Actually, sometimes you have required steps, but for whatever reason, maybe it doesn't apply. Well, you don't want your users saying, this is done if you didn't actually do it, but maybe someone wants to make a decision, ad hoc that they don't have to do this, so they would indicate, not applicable, and that would still indicate everything is complete. And you can also have optional to-dos here, and you can have additional documentation if you want to. So this is the additional documentation here. You can also have suggestions. So if you see, you actually saw suggestions here when I clicked this. This is probably one of the neatest features that we've added that was customer feedback here. You can have suggestions on links and videos, right? So you see this. And you can have suggestions on to-dos, and then you can actually even have suggestions on the whole page. And what this does is it allows users to provide feedback on your process real time that gets aggregated for an admin. And then that admin can maybe go update the documentation that's in a to-do, or maybe fix a broken link. You can do that real time without needing to deploy anything, but it's a great way. Let's say you're using Spark Ignition during a playback 0, or you're doing it just to get the process in the hands of your end users before you start building out integrations or custom UI, and you want to be able to get feedback without having to maybe manage that in an Excel sheet or manage that in some other ad hoc way outside of IBM BPM. You can have contextually rich feedback on the UI and all the information here. So for example, share customer information. Maybe someone could have an idea that is, I also want customer address to be, to be shared here. And you could post this as anonymous or not anonymous. And so these are essentially getting sent to an admin so that they could say, okay, we know what make request. Everybody keeps giving me feedback on this specific task. So it's a really neat feature. You could also, if let's say there's an issue, say maybe missing tasks or missing to do, and you could say we need a to do for updating ARM status or something. So you could have this here, and then an admin would say, oh, you know what, and make request. Someone's suggesting we add another to-do here, so maybe I can do that. And you won't need to, work with your IT team to do this. This is all managed from a business perspective. The last two features we want to take a look at, you can have documents associated with an activity that get passed through to other steps in the activity. So, here I can upload a document. I could preview this document here. This is just an image file. And then the final thing that you interact with an activity is to look at the action. So for example, make request. This is complete, cancel, postpone. And you can set the different actions that are going to appear on any task through the admin screen. So there's going to be another video here where I show, okay, where does all of this information come from? It comes from an admin screen that you can expose to users. So you see make request right here. That was the information, and this is essentially where all of this is managed. So that's going to be in another video. Check out all the videos both here, how you create Spark Ignition from BlueWorks Live documents, or maybe how you extend those, and check out definitely the administration page if you want to figure out, okay, where did all of that information come from? All right, thanks for watching.